Harry finally accepts the fate of being removed from the royal family. Hello, friends. Welcome to breaking royal news about the notorious hypocritical couple, Harry and Meghan Markle, on our Royal Trust channel. The late Queen never gave up hope for Harry and Meghan to rejoin the group, but Charles is proving to be considerably more resolute with the Frogmore eviction, birthday snub, and removing their HRH titles. Was Prince Harry's quasi-official visit to Japan and Singapore this week beginning with a new vigor in his step? Of course, it may have been the thrill of the enthusiastic greeting he received in Tokyo from the minute he arrived, where his reputation as Princess Diana's son ensured him the same type of treatment he had enjoyed everywhere he went. But those times are long gone, with the exception of the country of the rising sun. Harry's excitement for his hosts, which even included a light-hearted jab at the hated media, raises fascinating concerns about his life outside the royal family, though. Because the prince's visit in the Far East and the harsh reality check given by Buckingham Palace on his and his wife Meghan's standing in the redesigned royal family were not just coincidences. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex this week had their HRH titles covertly removed from the British monarchy's website, 3 years after they retired as working royals. In spite of the fact that Harry, who is fifth in line of succession, is far closer to the throne than his older second cousins, they were also demoted in the official pecking order, making their web biographies appear below that of Princess Alexandra and the Duke of Kent. As expected, courtiers played down the significance of the action. They argued that it was only a matter of clearing up a predicament that had existed since the couple left into exile in California in 2020. It was then declared that they would no longer be permitted to conduct themselves in a royal highness manner in the midst of their frantic pursuit of financial gain and business dealings. However, those who are close to the royal family tell a different tale. The constant attacks Harry and Meghan have launched on family members through his biography and their numerous media interviews have left them feeling viscerally resentful. There was irritation that certain aspects of the Duke and Duchess's past life were left intact, as if they were still in some way a member of the firm in such a volatile environment. The late Queen Elizabeth wanted to make sure that anything her grandson would take as a slight or the slamming of a royal door was avoided, which was one reason why there was no movement for a change. One commenter, "I'd love to see him removed. However, it isn't an easy or quick process, as any changes to the line of succession require an Act of Parliament, along with approval from the rest of the Commonwealth realm nations, where the British monarch is still the head of state. The last time they made changes 10 years ago, it took 4 years from the start to finish, and being a non-resident actually doesn't matter. There are many in the line of succession who are not UK residents. That includes the entire Norwegian royal family, who are all descended from a daughter of King Edward VII. They're well down the list now, but still in the top 100. According to a close associate, Her Majesty never gave up hope for a resolution, and that the pair would one day rejoin the group. But her passing in September of last year came before the shock of Harry's book Spare and the shocking disclosures he made about his father, brother, and particularly his stepmother, Camilla, who is now queen, whom he accused of spreading rumors about him to boost her own reputation. King Charles has been more determined notwithstanding his distress about the welfare of his youngest son. Many people believe that he was involved in the changes made to the royal website when he forcibly removed the couple from their Frogmore Cottage home in Windsor. Even if he did not sanction it, a trusted advisor believes that he must have known that the alterations would undoubtedly spark conversation. It was decided that now was the appropriate time to make the adjustment because the first anniversary of Queen Elizabeth's passing was rapidly approaching. There was undoubtedly a degree of brutality for just an administrative adjustment. The royal website previously mentioned Her Royal Highness's career as an actress after college in a section related to Meghan. It currently reads, "She worked as an actor after graduating from college." The Duchess has been substituted for Her Royal Highness in a subsequent line that mentioned how she co-authored and maintained a lifestyle website. These changes, though they haven't lost their titles of Duke and Duchess, were a surprise to a couple whose brand is intrinsically connected to their royal position. Some people will undoubtedly perceive them as trivial matters. However, it was a blunt affirmation of how much they have been marginalized and how their star potential has been snuffed out. Harry had a number of painful setbacks the previous week in addition to this one. According to a survey conducted in the United States, Prince William, not the Duke of Sussex, who resides in California, is the most well-liked member of the royal family. William came out on top when individuals were asked to rank 15 figures on the international scene, with Ukraine's President Zelensky following closely after. Harry did not participate in the Gallup poll, but the findings show that his brother's popularity has not decreased despite his hurtful criticism of William. For Harry, this poses a challenge in a way. In the face of rapidly dwindling British support, he and Meghan could count on American support for a considerable amount of time. The Duke put on a brave front for his first foreign trip as an ex-royal by flying to Japan without his wife. He seemed remarkably at ease and upbeat as he made his way through the crowds of well-wishers after his trip from Los Angeles. He may have been aware that he could no longer enter as HRH Prince Harry, therefore he opted not to utilize the VIP walkway, which was undoubtedly accessible to get through the masses. The grins, good humor, and joking brought back memories of Harry before Meghan. Harry answered the reporter who yelled out to him and asked how he liked it in Japan. "It's nice to see you once more." Compare this to their previous public appearance together, which was in May in New York. Aides at the time said the two had been involved in an almost disastrous automobile pursuit, but the story quickly fell apart when police said there had been no wrecks, summonses, injuries, or arrests. The disparity was pronounced in Tokyo. Here was a happy-go-lucky Harry who was persuaded to say that he would be pleased to live in Japan if you'd have me after attending a conference on sport and philanthropy where he politely bowed to his audience as is customary in Japan. Even so, he still had time to rave about the cuisine, complimenting the most amazing Kobe steak. So what is happening? Undoubtedly, a portion of Harry's new attitude may be attributed to months of negative press and low acceptance ratings. Previous fans have grown weary of the couple's constant gripes about perceived or actual slights from the royal family and the media, as well as their attitude of entitlement. In addition, they pose a significant risk to the Duke and Duchess's ability to make money, which is something they cannot afford to lose. According to brand experts, Meghan has generally stayed away from her husband's side while he pushed his memoirs because she feared that her own future aspirations may be affected by the negative press that was associated with him. But naturally, there have been questions about their marriage because of her absence. Some of those speculations may have been temporarily put to rest by a recent run of joint appearances, which included a restaurant outing earlier this month to celebrate Meghan's 42nd birthday. The pair is scheduled to go to Germany next month to take part in the Invictus Games, a sporting competition for wounded and disabled former service members that Harry founded in 2014. He reminded everyone in Tokyo that he values philanthropy. He remarked, "My life has always been and always will be charity." Many are asking whether the same Harry who has been on view in Japan would appear at his wife's side for the Invictus opening ceremony in Dusseldorf. The fact that Harry hasn't been experiencing his typical worries about Meghan, which are frequently evident when they are together, may be part of the explanation for his generally happy demeanor this week. Nacho Figueras, an Argentinian travel buddy, is another. The 46-year-old dashing polo player has been the ideal foil for the prince. He shared photos of the two of them trying on women's sunglasses on Instagram the day before they continued their journey to Singapore with the comment, "Shopping for our wives." Harry hasn't looked this at ease in a very long time. Another factor might be the fact that the man who is hosting him in Japan is an eccentric New Age guru and leader of the Shinto-based cult Worldmate, rich philanthropist Haruhisa Honda. The lively Honda enjoys fame as the heir of a fortune in sake brewing. He once published a photo of himself in the middle of the Last Supper Leonardo da Vinci. He brags that in addition to his profession as a priest, he is an operatic baritone, a ballet dancer, a calligrapher, an actor, a golfer, and a poet. He has even directed a performance at the Royal Albert Hall and showed his artwork at the British Museum. The worst musical performance I have ever heard in public was Honda's appearance at a concert at St. John's Church in Smith Square, Westminster, according to a reviewer for The Guardian. Even more controversially, the chubby Honda has been involved in a number of controversies. He reached an out-of-court settlement with 2 female followers' sexual harassment charges in 1994 and had a 1990s tax evasion claim dismissed. It's interesting to note that Honda, who has penned more than 200 self-help books and advocates for happiness via spirituality and monetary riches, has fostered other royals besides Harry. Who else has welcomed him twice at Buckingham Palace? Count Andrew. True, money was not a factor in Harry's seeming well-being. He begged for his own journey and received no payment for his presence. But to repair the Sussexes' damaged reputation, more than just a charm offensive would be required. Their demotion is starting to resemble death by 1,000 cuts little by little. The Sussexes have been increasingly pushed to the periphery of royal life, starting with the refusal to let Harry wear a military uniform at Prince Philip's funeral in 2021 and the couple's distant placement at last year's Platinum Jubilee Thanksgiving service, to the Duke's seat with the royal also-rans at the Queen's funeral service, and his non-role at his father's coronation most recently in May. Then, this week, top members of the royal family publicly failed to wish Meghan a happy 42nd birthday. This was immediately followed by the degrading rewriting of the couple's official biography, which highlighted their status as lesser royals. It is unclear if Harry's cheerful outward display this week in Japan represents an acceptance of this new reality and the start of a much-needed dose of humility. Time will only tell. So far, do you think Harry has a chance to return to the royal family? Let us know your thoughts below in the comments section. We hope you have found this helpful video. Don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you like it. Thank you for watching this newsletter. See you in the next videos. Goodbye.